Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition, with your host, Heather Alto and Diane Erd.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Talk Local to Me. I am Heather Alto.
And this is Diane. Did I doze off?
Yeah, I think you did. You're too
I'm
busy
reading a book.
Yeah, you're too busy reading DW's new book, which we're going to be talking about in just a little bit. She's over here reading and not paying attention that we're getting started. But thank you guys for joining us today. We have a pretty packed show. We're going to be talking a little bit about our upcoming Athena Luncheon, which is happening tomorrow, and we're going to have a special speaker calling in. Our keynote speaker for that event, Caitlin Roy DeBellis, and I am very excited to speak with her. I think a lot of people, when you hear that name, you think, who are we talking to? But when you hear the word Sandy Hook Elementary, most people definitely recognize that and that event. And Caitlin was a first grade teacher at the time of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. And we are going to be talking with her a little bit about that and about her Classes for Classes nonprofit program that she has started up since then. And then we also have in studio with us David Honsiker with State Farm. Hello.
Hello, Heather. Thank you for having me.
Yes,
Diane.
and we're gonna be chatting with him a little bit about insurance and everything that State Farm provides. I think a lot of people just think it's insurance, but I know it's so much more than that. And then we have the fantastic DW Lawhorn with
Hello.
us. He is what is he? He's like an author, public works extraordinaire, and also one of the hosts of Life, Liberty, Happiness, which is one of
Did you hear that, Brian?
Yes.
One of the hosts
One
of
of-
Life, Liberty, Happiness.
one of the hosts. Don't come stomping over here.
And this week, because you two, a beekeeper.
Yes, right, and beekeeper. So we're going to be chatting with him about all of those things, and we're excited to have both of you guys in studio with us. I'm going to kick off the show, though, thanking our July sponsors and Visiting Angels, which is one of the leading home care agencies for that is serving in Lynchburg and surrounding counties. That they include social care, respite care, fall prevention, end-of-life care, Alzheimer's service, home care, and personal care services. So if you are looking for somewhere that can help your loved ones, keep them in their home and, serving them with care and quality care at that, contact Visiting Angels. You can check out their website, visitingangels.com/Lynchburg, or you can contact them at 434-337-3836. And then also Sunburst Vinyl Supply. They are located 1731 Sunburst Road in Evington, but it is right off of 460. It's very conveniently located, and they are your best source for replacement and new construction, windows, vinyl siding, shutters, guards, and more. So contact them if you are having any issues with your home, you're looking to do any renovation, you just need maybe that one piece of vinyl siding that's fallen off your house. I know when we talked with Sammy before, they can actually come and match one single piece of vinyl siding. You can check them out at sunburstvinyl.net or contact them at 434-515-5577. So thank you very much to our July show sponsors, and actually have two more we'll hit at the half-hour mark of the show. So our Athena Award is tomorrow.
Yes.
Probably one of my favorite events that we do all year long. It's kind of the second half to our Empower seminar, which is my favorite event that we do all year long. And
it's your baby.
You
created it.
I did create it, and I'm really this award as well. I didn't create the award, but the Empower series is something that a couple of years ago, it's just near and dear to my heart. I wanted to, no offense to the men in the room, start an event for women that was, empowerment and leadership, and showcased just the wonderful women in our area that are out there, and they're rising to the top of different businesses, and they're doing a lot of community service, and they're mentoring others and giving them an avenue to go out and learn more from each other. I think that's the big thing, is learning from others, and collaboration is key. So the Empower event was born, and the Athena Award is an international award that is given out. And as of this year, they have given out over 6,500 Athena Awards throughout the United States, China, Europe, Africa, Australia. It's international. So it's a very prestigious award, and they do the Athena Award and a Young Professional Athena Award for an up and coming woman in business that they want to honor. And so we have been giving that out now. This is our third year, and we've had some wonderful nominees in the past.
Yeah. Do they put them all like on a website for each year, like a yearbook for all of the winners throughout?
They do. They have an Athena International website, and you can go on there. And once we announce winners, then we send that information back to Athena International, and they're able to put that out there. So,
Cool.
But yeah, it's highly recognized, and it's really something. Even to just be nominated is something to be proud of. Honestly, there are no losers as far as I'm concerned with the Athena Award, because I think if you've been nominated, then you've obviously shown the characteristics that are associated with that award, and it's just it's fantastic. And I want to really quickly just announce our nominees so everyone knows who is going to be celebrated tomorrow. So our young professional nominees, and they kind of come from all over our area. Geraldine Fortney, she's with the Lynchburg Junior League, and J. Bond Bishop. Most people know her with her Keeping Up with J. Bond, and she's located out at Manita and Smith Mountain Lake. And then Shannon Dominguez, she works with Building Beloved Communities, and she is in the Roanoke area. And then also our Athena nominees, and we have 6 of them this year. Allison Stronza, she works with CASA. Alicia Smith is one of she has a multitude of things, but she's the marketing director of FNS Building Innovations, and she is the president of the Build Smart Institute in Roanoke. Charity Medina, and she is a board member with Iron Lives, a nonprofit located out of Madison Heights area. Nadine Blakely, realtor with Remax. I think most people know Nadine.
We know Nadine.
Nicole Johnson, she is the director of tourism in Bedford County. And then Susan Martin, who is the executive director of the Bauer Center for the Arts here in Bedford. So all 6 of these women and the 3 young professionals were nominated by their peers for this award, and they should be extremely, extremely proud. And, I'm excited to have them all there tomorrow. We have right around 100 women attending this event. We're going to be at Cedar Oak Farms, which most people don't know is a new venue here in Bedford County, right off of 221. And we have been, once word gets out about this venue, I think people are going to be knocking down the doors to have their events there, because I
just want to have coffee on the front
gorgeous.
Porch.
Yes.
That's all I want to do.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's scenic. The inside is, it's beautiful. It's spotless. I mean, it's just everything you kind of want an event venue to be. So I'm also happy just to be hanging out there tomorrow. Like, we may just get there real early, drink coffee, and
bring our Joe Beans.
Yes. So, Diane, tell us a little bit. I know you're our events director, and you're looking at me like, Heather, why are you throwing me on
What
the
is
spot?
happening?
No, but I do want to, when you're putting an event together like this, it's important to have a nice venue and to have all those things, because you want it to be special. So, just as our director of events, just kind of tell us a little bit about, how that kind of looks like when you're looking for, somewhere to host
something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for me, you have to look and see what you want to get out of it, what atmosphere you want to have for an event. So something like this with the Athena, I mean, it's prestigious, and it's you don't want to have it in a park or something like that. So
no offense, DW. We love
no
it's
offense,
all right.
DW.
we love Liberty Lake Park. We know it.
We do. That's where we do the Battle of the Bands. But so I mean, it just fits, because you want a place where it's comfortable and open, and the venue is what people are going to remember mostly.
Okay, great. So we have Caitlin on the phone with us, and we're going to speak with her a little bit about what we're going to be kind of talking with her tomorrow. And good morning. Well, actually, it's good afternoon. Good afternoon, Caitlin.
Hi, hello. Good morning. Good afternoon.
How are you? How is your
How is
drive?
everyone?
Good. How is your drive so far?
It's wonderful. You might hear people in the background, but we're just going to go with it. Hopefully the service will be good. We're good. We are in Maryland.
Okay. You know, that's good. That's how we work anyway. We just go with the flow. So you're good. So we're really excited to have you speaking tomorrow. We have a group of over 100 women, and you know, I know one of the things that most people are going to want to hear about, and I'd be remiss if we didn't, you know, bring it up, is your time, you know, back in 2012 with Sandy Hook Elementary School. And I didn't know if you could just give us a small little bit of, you know, background to that story and how that's kind of led you to where you are today with, you know, going out and speaking.
Sure. You know, I mean, there's so much to share, way more than possibly be covered in 10 minutes.
Right.
But, you know, for me, after December 14th, there was, you know, after the initial, you know, horror and terror and fear wore off, there were two things that were just very, very apparent. So two questions that I really started focusing my energy on, and they were, how do we, my students and I, make sure the day does not define us, and how do we get our control back? Because our control had been taken from us on that day. And so those two questions really became sort of like my beacon of light that I just was striving to answer, of like, how do I answer these two questions? And what ended up happening was, you know, this idea came about for Classes for Classes, which is a nonprofit I founded, which the premise is completely based on kids paying it forward to other kids. And we do that now through our website. But the initial spark of that idea was, you know, that my students and I had received, and we needed to pay it forward. We needed to give back, which is exactly what we did. We reached out to the class in Tennessee, and we mailed the money so that they could buy something that they needed for their classroom. And that was really the impetus for how Classes for Classes came to be, which eventually evolved into a website. And now, you know, almost 9 years later, you know, we've worked with almost 15,000 students in 38 states. That my process, and started the moving forward process, was putting all of my energy there. And once that happened, then I started my story, and, you know, with the hopes that I could encourage others to know that whatever their hard thing or hard things were or are, that they could also move forward. And so that's why I speak, to share that message and to encourage others to know that, you know, your hard moment is not the end.
With Classes for Classes, I know it's to teach children the power of kindness and compassion. And do you see that as a way, because, you know, when you hear of the tragedies of different school shootings that have happened throughout our nation, a lot of it kind of stems back to kids that have been bullied, or, you know, they're going through some tough times in the school system. Is that something that Classes for Classes touches on, to try and keep that from happening in the future?
So the actual founding of Classes for Classes was not intentionally based on that premise. It really and truly was based on the fact that my kids were given the opportunity to be able to pay it forward, and to be able to understand firsthand what it feels like to give, which I think is like the best gift one can ever have, understanding the power of giving and how good that makes us feel. So that was the initial premise of why it was founded, because as an educator, I firmly believe that the only way that a child learns anything, whether it be math, science, reading, writing, or kindness, is through active engagement and actually doing. And so it was very important to me when I was thinking about, you know, Classes for Classes and creating the website. It's students, that kids would have this opportunity to be actively engaged in being kind, right? And that's, I mean,
Right.
giving and kindness go hand in hand. So yes, I think naturally the progression of our organization and the mission and who we're serving, yes, of course. To answer your initial question, that is, we're working to eradicate feelings of hate is how I like to phrase it. I think hate is that is a huge term, right? When we think about hateful feelings that one might have in terms of anything, we're working to eradicate that by leading with kindness, empathy, and compassion.
I think that is just
when kids feel connected to something, they're not, my hope, my dream in life is that if a child feels connected to something and knows that they're quote unquote a part of a team, right, whether it's a classroom or a sports team or what have you, and they're engaged in that and they understand that they're all a part of doing good for someone else, which is, what our website is working to promote, they're not going to make choices that have hateful feelings attached. I mean, that's my hope.
Yeah, I think that is just phenomenal, and I hope that the kids that you're reaching, I'm sure it's going to just help build better communities in our area, and as they grow up, hopefully then they're
better adults.
Yeah, and they're going to relay that back down to their children, in their lifestyle.
Absolutely, that is our hope, right? Can't chart every course, but we say that every day we are working one classroom at a time to actively engage students in being kind, compassionate, and empathetic so that there is not room for hate.
Now, tell us just a little bit about your book, The Power of Choice, that you had published.
Sure. So my book is Choosing Hope, Moving Forward from Life's Darkest Hours. It was published in 2015 by Penguin, Putnam Penguin. Really, I had started doing so much writing after the tragedy as just a form of healing, as a form of coping, that then turned into doing a ton of writing for speaking, because as you can imagine, when you're asked to speak for an hour, at least initially, it takes a lot of planning. A lot of writing goes into that. It's not just you get up on a stage and talk for an hour. And so I had done so much writing anyway. And then when the opportunity and a literary agent contacted me and said, I've heard your story, would love to help you put it into a book. I really and truly had never considered it. And I thought, well, you know what? I have so much already written. I would say 50% of the book written prior to even thinking about writing a book. And so I said, you know what? If I can write a book and I can help one person, if I can encourage one person outside of audience to know that it's a choice how to move forward from hard stuff, right? Like, you don't have to be defined by it. You can choose that this was hard and now I'm moving forward. Then I have to write the book. Then that's absolutely what I need to do. And so Choosing Hope is really based on 4 key tenets, which is also what I talk about and what I'll be talking about tomorrow. And those are purpose, perspective, overcoming adversity, and the power of hope. And through those 4 key components, key tenets, whatever you want to refer to them as, I weave my life story. And not just from Sandy Hook, but really and truly from birth, from the day I was born, which you'll hear more about tomorrow. But it's really, the book is really focused around those 4 themes, components, tenets, again, whatever you want to refer to them as, and built around them.
Well, we are really looking forward to hearing you speak tomorrow. And I think, all the tenets that you just spoke about, it's going to be, great for all these women in the room to hear. And I'm sure many of them will be able to look at their own lives and see pieces of what you're talking about in it. And, hopefully gain some insight into how they can move forward and continue to grow.
Absolutely. What I learned very early on when I first started speaking, I think when you're first asked to speak, especially at, a really large conference, and I was wondering, why have they asked me to be here, right? Like I'm an educator. I had never done anything like that. And what I realized very quickly after finishing, as the line formed and people wanted to just say hello or thank you or whatever they wanted to say, that people also really wanted to connect. and they wanted to tell me about their own hard stuff, and they wanted to tell me about things that they had endured and were trying to process through, and that me sharing with them had reminded them that they're not alone. And so ever since then, so that was way back in 2013, ever since then, every time I've spoken, which now has been to over 250,000 people, every single time there is someone, at least one person, if not more, who shares something like that. And so that's why I keep doing it, and that's continued because we're all in it together. And so understanding that we can come out and move forward, to me, is just so crucially important.
Well, Caitlin, thank you for taking the time to call in to the show for us today. And I am looking forward to meeting you tomorrow and hearing you speak, and hopefully, learning from you as well. And have great travels on the rest of your way here. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So we got to remember to bring all those tissues tomorrow.
Yes. We do have a tissue sponsor.
Yes.
Savvy Promos, and she created a bunch of tissue packets for us to have, so all of us
I don't know. I
blubbering
cry
women
easily. I'm just gonna have to stay in the bathroom the whole time. I'll hear through the wall.
I'm just gonna stand in the back, just sit back there and cry.
I'll be a
Then I'll
blubbering
have-
idiot.
Then I'll have to get up there and present an award, and I'll be like, you know what? I just can't do this. I'm gonna have to hand it off to somebody else.
Mm.
But thank you. I'm glad Caitlin could call in. And if you're listening and you want to learn more, definitely check her out. Check out her book, and that way you can learn more about what she's doing. Check out Classes for Classes online, and see if there's anything you can do to support that as well. I think what she's doing with
Mhm.
children is fantastic.
Yeah, I know a lot of adults that really need that class that she's doing. Just saying, just throwing that out there.
So we are going to now speak with State Farm. David, how are you again? I'm gonna say how are you again, even though you've been sitting here. It's not like anything's been happening, but we're excited to talk with you about insurance. I mean, insurance is exciting, right?
It's very exciting.
It's very exciting. I think so. Honestly, I think with insurance, it can be confusing at times too, and I think that's what a lot of people they get confused with. Okay, you got auto insurance. There's property, and there's casualty, and there's home, and there's just comprehensive and collision. I always get confused with that. Like I hit a deer once, and I was like, okay, wait, what is that? What do I need to do to cover that? And I think having a good agent is the first step, and
That's key.
yeah, and helping you out with that.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's an honor and a privilege to be here, and I'm honored to represent State Farm as an agent right here in Bedford. And of course, we have customers all over the state of Virginia. I'm one of these guys that's been an insurance agent my whole life. I got my license when I was 21, so about 30 years now. I've
Like
been
you
a
always
licensed
knew what you wanted to do.
Well, I can't say when I was in high school I said I wanted to be an insurance agent, but I shortly thereafter I decided I wanted to be in the insurance profession, and
cool.
that's what I've done my whole life. So I'm one of these guys. I wake up in the mornings, and I'm still excited when I get to come to the office. I get to serve the awesome customers that we have and represent the brand of State Farm. I really, really am passionate about what I do, and I appreciate all that you ladies do through the Central Virginia Business Coalition and supporting our business and so many others. Honored to be a member and honored to be here with you today. And I'll try to answer any questions you might have. And
So you guys cover a lot though, because I was looking up State Farm online earlier, and it said that you guys have about 100 different products. Is
Yeah.
that?
we really do.
See, I never would have guessed.
See, and I'm sitting here just
I
like,
could
there's
name
home and
5.
auto, and I
We
got two.
sounded smart.
I'm just gonna sit back down. So tell us a little bit. What are some of the main things that you see that you cover, like with your clients?
Well, if you look at the State Farm logo, the 3 circles, that represents life insurance, auto insurance, and homeowners insurance.
Okay.
And State Farm has been around since 1922. We're the largest provider of insurance services in North America. So our 3 main avenues of insurance is homeowners insurance, what often people refer to as casualty, and of course, fire insurance and auto insurance. And we insure every type of vehicle that drives on the road and on the waters, boats, jet skis, golf carts, tractors, you name it, we insure it.
Now, I never thought to insure our tractor.
Yeah, you need to get that
See,
insured.
that's so stupid of me. I just never thought that's a good idea. See,
Yeah,
I need
it's a
to look
great
into
idea.
that.
Hmm.
I learned something.
I can help you with that. And then of course the third part to that is life insurance. And
Okay.
we're the leader in life insurance, and we have term insurance, which is there for a certain number of years. Of
Mhm.
course, we have whole life, which is permanent. And we have variable universal life insurance, which could be a combination of different types of insurance. So um, honestly, State Farm is truly such a diverse company that we can cover all of your insurance needs in your life.
And life insurance is so important. And I know I have addressed this issue before, probably on this show, but when my brother passed away about 10 months ago, and he had no life insurance, he had nothing. And we were struggling to figure out, like, how do we take care of, his funeral expenses? How do we take care of any of his bills or anything that, he had, you know, after his death, so that it did not become a burden on his child and, his wife. And, without that, it's messy. It really can be. And I know too, especially with, funeral, and they're not cheap.
Oh my
So
gosh.
having life insurance is really important.
Absolutely. And the average funeral in the United States today is about $8,500.
Mhm.
So it's,
That number offends me.
yeah.
Oh,
I don't
I've
like
seen,
that.
and I'm not gonna lie, because I used to work for many moons ago.
You've had the weirdest jobs.
I
in the
really have had the
past.
weirdest job. I used to work for a cemetery. Many moons ago I did, and when someone would come in to purchase, especially because there's pre-need, which you purchase it before, and then there's after need, and so, or after death. If you come in and purchase something afterwards, it's amazingly, it's so much higher. So again, and here's a plug for all you funeral homes and cemeteries. Please go out and get your info now. I know you're 20 years old, 30 years old. You don't think you need it. Please do. Go get it. Go figure out what you're going to do. Don't leave that on your kids. And but you're right. 8,500. I mean, I've seen some upwards of 12,000, depending on what you're looking at, and it's crazy.
Yeah. Now, do you find that a lot of people, since you have so many different products, do they just bundle it all together? So if they've got life insurance with you, they're like, well, let me just insure my everything that has wheels, and then renters or home insurance. I mean, do you find that people do that mostly?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's definitely going to be, most of our customers have multiple policies with us, and we do offer bundling packages, to use your word. And the more lines of insurance that you have with us, the more discounts you're going to be susceptible to. So we want to be your full service provider. We want to be able to cover every aspect of your life and your family's life.
So I was looking through your Facebook page, stalking it and stuff. And there was a post that somebody had done on your page that you guys had gotten in a new product to help with drivers. What was it? Shoot, I should have just pulled it up. To help with was it speeding tickets?
Yeah,
What am I talking about?
Yeah, so that was a post by one of my phenomenal team members at my
Okay.
agency, and we have a lot of people think that because they might have a couple of violations, and I've surely had plenty throughout my lifetime, but they think that maybe they can't get insurance with State Farm. But we really do try to insure everyone. I wish I could say we can insure everyone, but we do have a product that will help someone that has maybe less than a perfect record. And I just want to encourage anyone that's in that situation to give me a call, and we'll be honored to give you a quote on insurance. And chances are really good we'll be able to help you.
So help me understand. So, like, if I were to go out, I'm knocking on wood, and get a speeding ticket, And
I've
how,
seen you drive.
okay. I don't hope there are no cops listening. If Todd Foreman is listening because of cop talk,
Yeah,
just shut your ears,
wait
Todd.
by the gate after every show.
Shut your ears. So how quickly does that go back to your insurance company? And then like, do you decide right then and there, like, how does that affect your insurance? It's not immediate, or do you, wait and kind of see what happens once it goes to court, or how does that kind of work?
Yeah, well, the beauty of that is State Farm has an underwriting team that really makes those decisions. So those decisions aren't made by the agent.
Mhm.
But to answer your question, it typically does not go on your record immediately.
Mhm.
So it normally doesn't go on until you've had your day in court and it's actually placed upon your driving record. And it may or may not affect your premiums, may or may not affect your ability to have insurance with us. But fortunately, I don't make those decisions. Our underwriting department does.
So I will say I have had State Farm since I was 16. And
Good for you.
thank
I know,
you.
right?
See?
Yep, I have. My parents got me on their policy, and then they went somewhere else. I don't know, but I stayed with State. I don't know where they're at now.
We need
But-
to get them back.
I know. I stayed with State Farm. But I will say, 2 years ago, I was heading to the beach, and it was about 3 a.m, and a deer came out of nowhere. And I rammed right into that thing and chucked him, across the highway. And I felt horrible about it. But, I was in a rental car. I wasn't even in my own vehicle. And stupidly, I had not purchased the rental insurance
gosh.
through the rental car agency. So I was panicking. But I have to say, State Farm was phenomenal in working with me and the rental agency. And like, I had a zero deductible for my comprehensive. And so I had to pay the insurance company like $200. I mean, the rental company, my $200 deposit, like I didn't get it back. But then State Farm reimbursed me it because I shouldn't have had to have paid it because of my zero deductible, but they made me anyway. And it was just, they were really great. They walked me through everything, and I was really appreciative of that. It was super easy. And so I'm just throwing that out there.
Look at that little plug.
There you go. But yeah,
Satisfied customer.
satisfied. 4 stars, 5 stars. How many stars y'all get? 4?
We get 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
5 stars.
Thank you for that.
And talk a little bit about renter's insurance. I heard you mentioned it, and I think a lot of people don't think about renter's insurance when they're renting a home, but that's pretty important to have.
Yeah, it's really, really important to have.
Mhm.
Renter's insurance is going to protect both the owner of the property, and it's also going to protect the tenants that are paying to rent that property. So it protects their belongings inside if they should have a disaster. Say the husband's cooking and he catches the kitchen on fire. That's going to protect the interior of that home and their belongings as well. And then it's also going to protect the owner of that property because they're not responsible for that, because the renter's insurance will take care of that.
Mhm.
So it's really, really important. Not only does it have that protection for the personal property, but it also has the liability protection as well. So if some disaster happened, they are also provided liability protection in case someone got hurt on the property or while they were in the house.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, we used to be the property managers of the house next door because the woman that owned it lived in out of state. And in the contract that we would, make these people sign, it said that they had to carry renter's insurance. And so many people would not sign that and turn the house down because they didn't want to protect themselves and get renter's insurance. And it's, in my opinion, not very much. We've paid it in the past when we were renting, and it was so much easier to pay that and have that peace of mind than to take the chances of losing everything, especially with the way I cook. And you leave the house with the dryer running, you just never know what's going to happen. So it kills me that some people don't want to, pay just a little bit more for that. Now, I did read that you guys are ranked top in the country for home and car insurance, right?
That's correct.
That's amazing because there's so many different insurance agencies out there. But fun fact real quick, Heather.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know there is, and you may not know this, I don't know, there is a website that I found called JeopardyLabs.com. Have you heard of that?
I have not.
They have a State Farm Jeopardy game that you can play.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like if the screen comes up. I was playing it with myself earlier. Of course, I didn't get anything right, but you can play with teams. You can play it by yourself. But one of the quotes that I thought was funny was from Ed Russ Jr., who was the former president and CEO of State Farm. And I just learned that like 30 minutes ago. But his quote was, "The big dog is off the porch and it's chasing auto insurance." Like, I had to read that several times. I thought, that's the weirdest quote. Why would you say that? But then the more I've read it, like, I got to laughing in my kitchen about it.
That's funny. I didn't know they had that. I'm going to have to go play
I
that now.
know.
What's it called again?
It's on JeopardyLabs.com.
JeopardyLabs.com.
Yeah.
Oh, and here comes our local train. Now, do y'all insure trains? That's a loud one. That's a really loud one.
Yeah. It was saying hello.
So, now do y'all do event insurance too? I know, like for us, we have to get event insurance for everything that we plan. Is that something State Farm also offers?
Absolutely, we sure do.
Okay. I know that's important. It's one thing that I think people don't really think about, but you need to have, and we do some pretty big events. And so,
Yes.
you have to look at event insurance because if something happens, you want to cover yourself,
In
the
this
organization.
day and age,
Yeah.
especially like that Battle of the Bands we had, that very first one, and then that huge storm came through that I could have sworn was a tornado or something, and you've got tents flying everywhere, and all I could think of is somebody's going to get hurt out here.
I'm out there holding the speaker in the rain and lightning. I'm like, I'm going to get hit.
That was not.
No, you.
That was not me.
I was soaked by the end
scared.
of that storm. That was,
Yeah.
all I could think of was like, oh my gosh, it's going to destroy all this man's equipment. And we're going to have to be paying for speakers and microphones. I'm trying to hold tarps
Insurance.
We cover that too.
over it. Good.
Yes.
That's definitely good to know. So if you're out there and you're thinking of having an event, and I mean, I would think no matter how small, even if you're having some kind of social event or, like even a wedding, would you need to have insurance, things like that?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
really should. You just never know what's going to happen. Insurance is there to protect against a possible risk that can happen. And hopefully it doesn't, but we want to be there to help you recover from that risk and that disaster that can very well happen.
So one thing I did want to ask you is I know that you are very involved in the community and in giving back to your community. Can you just kind of tell us a little bit about how that is, so important to you and to State Farm and, what you do around here, that you give back to?
Yeah, so I look at my life and all my years.
How many trains are coming through? Woody's over there
So
laughing.
rude. It's so rude.
Please excuse the trains, David.
Yeah, they've been super loud today. I really don't know why the difference, but yeah, the trains today have just been, yeah.
Woody, I'm going to need you to soundproof.
Oh my gosh, they're super loud today. I don't know whether they're carrying like loud cargo or what over there, but.
Do you have insurance in here for us if
Yeah,
one just comes
David, can
Oh
you
my
give me a
God, can you-
quote on train insurance to a recording studio? That would be helpful.
We'll work on that, Woody.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you.
So, sorry.
So to answer your question, Heather, yes. I look back at my life and my career as an insurance agent, and about 30 years now, and I wouldn't be where I am without the customers that have supported me through the years, and I know how important it is for me to take care of them and to give back, and the communities that I live in. I want to be able to be a part of that. I want to be able to give back because without the support of the community, there's no way I could do what I do. And State Farm is truly such a believer in that, and it's instilled so deeply within State Farm. They're always finding ways to give back, and there's grant money there that's available for organizations, and sometimes they'll help the agents out with that. State Farm is such a believer in giving back to the community, and of course, they want their agents to have that same belief, and that's what I really try to do. So, I want to give back, and things that I believe in, and things that are really important to me and important to the community. And there's so many agencies and groups out there, nonprofits especially, that are making a difference in the community that we live in, and I want to help them. And in turn, they've surely helped me throughout the years as well.
Well, thank you so much for coming on with us today, and tell people how they can reach you, how they can get a hold of you if they're interested in maybe getting a quote and seeing maybe if you can help them out with their insurance needs.
Yeah, well, thank you for being a State Farm customer for all these years, first of all. I'm kind of like you. I actually got my first policy with State Farm when I was 18 years old.
At first, I thought he
So-
said, I kind of like you. Like now, because I got State Farm, I was like, well, thank you. That's really great.
No.
I was on the fence, but now I don't know.
Now you're cool.
So I still have my original policy from 18. So I bought a life insurance policy when I was 18 years old. I still have that policy, and that agent is still an agent with State Farm, and he's still a very good friend of
Awesome.
mine.
Wow,
So
that's neat.
yeah, so I've been a lifelong customer of State Farm, and just honored to represent them as an agent. But thank you, ladies, so much for having me, and thanks to the studio for having me here today. You can find me our office is located right on 460 in Bedford. We are right beside the Walmart and the Arby's and the McDonald's. If you're traveling into Bedford on 460, heading towards the Walmart, I'm the right just before that light there. If you're traveling east on 460, heading towards Lynchburg, as soon as you go through the light at the Walmart and the McDonald's, make the very first left. And
Very convenient.
we've got multiple signs up, so you should be able to see our agency there, David Honecker State Farm. And I've got an awesome team. I'm so proud of my team, and I look forward to. You can also reach me by phone. I guess I should say that as well. Our local number is 540-586-8194. And of course, we have a website as well. You can go to davidhonecker.com. And you'll see our wonderful team. You'll see what our wonderful customers are saying about us. So you can find us on Google. So we're really, really easy to locate. And I would be honored to give you a quote on whatever your needs are. And just, again, thank you for having me here today. It's been a real honor and privilege.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to take a quick break and do a plug for our final two sponsors for our
thought you
July
were
sponsors.
leaving.
No, I'm just leaving.
I was like, I don't have
I
a
didn't-
commercial queued up, Heather. I don't know what to do.
And then we're gonna speak with DW, kind of our people who are the people in your neighborhood segments.
yeah.
We're gonna kind of bring that back in and speak with DW. But I do want to thank our July sponsor, Minnie's Travel Boutique. Minnie's Travel Boutique is your authorized Disney vacation planner. And they actually have a magical recognition. They are a prestigious earmarked gold status level planner, which means that, they are recognized by Disney as a true Disney vacation planning company. So Minnie's Travel Boutique, they are actually, we are going to be traveling with them in October. Quite a few members of the CVABC are going to be going for a week in October, and we're really excited. So Kristen Breedlove and Christopher, her husband, and then Bo Repko, who is one of their reps, are definitely ready to help you out. And you can find out more information by going to minniestravelboutique.com. And then lastly, Taproots. They are your wellness source for, holistic remedies and CBD products and homeopathic remedies. And, I have used their products, for a while now, and I can definitely attest to how well they make me feel and, the things that they do there. Carrie Wagner, who is one of the owners, is, great at explaining to you what the products are and making sure that they will meet your needs. So if you are, kind of looking for that path for your health, definitely check out Taproots. They are located off of Old Forest Road, 3718, or you can contact them 434-944-6850 if you want to find out whether they have something in stock, or check out their website. I can't speak today.
That's something new.
taprootsva.com. What's
Do
a
you
websuit?
try those on?
No, I don't know. DW, do you have one of those? Websuit.
I heard Brian's getting a penguin suit.
Shark.
Shark.
It's
That's
a shark
what it
out.
is.
It's been ordered.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
I'm excited about that.
we'll have to have him wear that to like Centerfest and Battle of the Bands. Can he come around like take
Good luck
pictures
with
with the
that.
kids?
Just that. DW. Just that, right?
Yeah.
So there are so many things to talk about with DW.
There's always a lot to talk about.
But let's start off. I know the last time you were here, we talked about your book,
Yes.
and you now have a new book.
Have a new book out. It's a continuance of the first one, the same character, Boots the Cow, which is a real cow at our house. And this one is called Boots on the Loose.
Boots on the Loose.
Now,
I love it.
I love it. My grandkids love it too. So how many do you think that you're going to write? Is it going to be like the series?
Yep. It would be, so I got another one that's probably going to be out around Christmas time, fingers
Oh.
crossed. I don't know the exact name yet, what it's going to be. Worked on it yesterday, but it's going to be a Christmas time story. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will also have an animated cartoon to go with the book that'll be online.
In my notes, I literally right here says cartoon ?
Yes.
See?
So that is in the works. Yes.
I
Sorry,
love that.
I'm sitting here reading it as we speak.
It's
This
a
is so
good book.
cute.
It
I love
is.
it.
Yes.
And it's so. I mean, for kids, it's very simple.
Yep.
The reading, it's easy for them to understand. The
Yeah.
pictures are fantastic. Who does your illustration?
We have an independent graphic artist that we
Okay.
contract with to do that.
I love
Yeah.
it.
He's so fancy.
I wonder if Boots was one of those cow. You don't live near Dickerson Mill Road, do you?
No.
Because
No.
I always see cows out in the. Like, I've taken pictures before. It's like just another day going home
Yeah.
because there's like a cow in the middle of the road.
You have a camel out there too, don't
I
you?
do have a camel out there.
So weird.
There's on our road. There's somebody that has like a whole farm on Shepherd Store. They have pigs and camels and chickens, and my daughter loves riding up there and petting them. But that's kind of not part of the story. But so this new book is about Boots getting loose,
Getting loose,
breaking
getting out.
out,
Having to go get him.
breaking free.
Yep.
And your daughter, I guess, was the one that saw, or no, y'all got a phone call. That he
Got a
saw.
phone call from the neighbor. Hey, Boots is up here in my yard. Got to go get him. Then, Megan's asking, well, how did he get out? How are we going to get him back? And true story there. Take some bread and walk him back because he'll follow
likes
bread or a
bread.
honey bun. He will eat it.
Bread or a honey bun.
Yes.
Likes those carbs.
Love it.
Same works for me, DW.
Yes.
Just wave some
Come here,
bread at me. I'll
Woody.
follow
Yeah.
you wherever you
Works
go.
every time.
Yes.
Bread or like pasta. Like, here, Heather, here's some
Just give me
fettuccine.
some cheese. I'm good.
So, and Boots, I'm going towards the end, not to.
Yes.
But Boots found a calf.
Found a cat at the end, so
I
there's
don't want to
a.
spoil the ending, but
That's okay.
There
No,
we
at
go.
at the end there's a new little character that's introduced. It's Freckles, little baby, which is true. And so hopefully next spring there will be a spinoff of this where Freckles will have a book. Don't want to give too much away, but that's in the works.
See?
It's going to be a little bit different storyline. But also today, new website up, bootsthecow.com.
Boots the calf.
I love it. And
Is that
tell
the
us
room?
about all your merchandise because you are selling more than books.
Yes. So and thankfully for you getting us hooked up at the visitor center, and thank you to Nicole and Michelle working with us. They gave me a space up there. So also what we've done with that, it started out last year when we was raising money for the Carter Craft Foundation, and we're doing that again this year. We offered a little stuffed cow with the book, and then took that money, half that money, to the Carter Craft Foundation.
Mhm.
Well, that was a big hit and did real well. So what we've came back with this book, we still have the stuffed cows, but we've added a lunchbox, a keychain, some pins, those little bracelets. I don't know, them bands that you get stuff on. We got a little Boots band on there, and then we have a few other little specialty items that are getting ready to come out too.
So if y'all see me walking around with my lunchbox
Yes.
and it looks like a cow,
Yes.
you know where I got it.
Are you going to be available for Boots the Cow book readings, like at the library? And
Absolutely.
That's.
Yes.
I think that's so neat. I love
Absolutely.
it.
I like
Yes.
it. So you're selling at the Welcome Center
Yep.
and you're selling at Explorer Trading
Yep. Locally,
Post.
we have it at the Welcome Center, Explorer Trading Post, and then we're going to have the online store that'll be up and running on the website here soon. We got the website up, still working to get the store part up, but it'll be on the store too, on there. Yep.
And you and your wife make such a good team with getting the products out
Yeah.
there. And
Well, she makes the team, that's for sure.
she just
so-
tells you what to do.
Yeah, so she's at the post office just about every day because we get a lot of people that just yesterday had a person from Greensboro that got 6 copies, one of them signed, wanted some cows stuff. So Tammy handles all that. When it comes in, she'll I get home, she's like, "Here, sign this," I sign the stuff. She packages it up. She gets all the stuff sent out.
See,
where it
y'all
needs
are
to
going to
go.
get so big, you're just going to have a stamp.
Well, I
your
told her
signature.
if she just learned how to write DW, she could sign it.
I can't play with you.
Make it that easy. So.
So tell us a little bit. I know you touched on it, but part of the proceeds go back to the Carter
Yes.
Craft Foundation.
Yes. So on this book, the first book we did that, and we just announced it and said, hey, we're doing that with, the Carter Craft Foundation. I'm on the board there. And it's, something that's very passionate to me in my heart, that whole family, that whole organization, working with that. So we did that. So this book, I got with Kendall and Stacy and asked them and said, can I, in the back of the book, last page when we have it, can I go ahead and dedicate that page to the Carter Craft Foundation, put that in there, put that info, the logo, everything. So everybody, in the past, everybody was locally heard the story.
Mm-hmm.
But now this one, because it's available on Amazon, I have them on Amazon store. So this one, when you buy it, anybody that buys a book anywhere will be able to see that information in the back and hopefully go to their website, make a small donation or think about them or do something to help them out.
That's amazing.
See, you're locally
Yes.
famous, but I'm glad that I knew you before you became nationally famous.
Yeah,
So
there
I
you
feel
go.
I feel honored.
We hope you'll still come on the show.
Well, I still will, yeah.
Okay.
He'll just charge us.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, I won't charge you, but and the whole idea that I want to keep going with that is to not only promote my books to help with that stuff, but to help the foundation and get them out there because COVID hit that hard too with
Yeah.
being able to do events and fundraisers, not being able to get the stuff. So this is helping out with that too.
I think we need to get DW to write a book about like Heather and Diane. It'd be like Heather and Diane are confused.
It's called Mixed Nuts. I'm already
Mixed
working on
Nuts.
it.
It would definitely be rated R. It would not be in a children's
Yeah.
section.
Yeah.
That would be great.
I just need you to come over to my house and write some stories about all the happenings.
That's right.
Actually, I just need somebody to follow me around, all the crazy stuff that happens.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. You
Always
have some
something.
crazy stuff.
Yes.
So now speaking of, I want to kind of move to Public Works.
Yes.
You are the director.
Yes, Director of
Public
Public
Works.
Works for the town.
And I cannot say enough about Public Works in Bedford.
Thank you.
To be honest, I've been working and doing events now for, I don't know, lots of years, more years than I want to count. But, and I've done them in different areas. By far, the Bedford Public Works team is just phenomenal to work with.
Well, thank
They're easygoing. They listen. When you have something you need done, they do it, and they go above and beyond. Quite honestly, and as do you.
Yeah.
So I'm very appreciative, and I
Well,
know
thank you.
Diane works really closely with you. But how does that look? And I really want to bring it up right now because it's summer.
Yeah.
And I see your guys out,
God, it's so hot.
and it's so hot.
Yes.
How does that the summertime, how does that kind of affect your employees? And because I want people to understand that, like, be kind.
Yes.
Like, I feel like sometimes people get annoyed, like they
Yes.
see people out on the roads and they're like, this and
Yeah.
that. And
Yep. I a whole lot to that is one, we train every year on heat stress, proper hydration, taking breaks and stuff. And unfortunately, I've got some few people in town when they take a couple extra breaks when it's hot like that, they call in and complain. Hey, you see them sitting around in the trucks and stuff. And I quickly defend them and say,
Yeah.
that's what we ask them to do. Hydrate, take breaks. But a lot of people, when you go home, you'll hear people say, hey, I went home yesterday, I was going to cut my grass, but it was just too hot.
Yeah.
So I decided to stay inside.
right.
We don't have that option. I mean, we've got stuff that's got to get done, whether it's raining, snowing, cold, hot, whatever. But these, guys and girls that work for the town do a great job, and they keep hydrated. They look out for each other. If they see somebody else that's, not looking too good, getting too hot, hey, get in the truck, get something to drink. But stuff has to get done,
Yeah.
And then when you do your event stuff, like helping you out, I want to throw that in there too, that we love it that people promote Bedford because we all live here. This is all our community. And Bedford is truly a community. If you work and live around here, you find it out real quickly. It's truly a community. And we're going to work hard with anybody that comes forth to help promote that when y'all do your events, because if you succeed, we want you to succeed. If you succeed, then we succeed.
Yeah.
Everybody wins. So we don't want anybody to fail. So we want you to have a good thing and have good turnouts and people come and have a good time and all that stuff. So it all goes hand in hand to work together.
And like with Centerfest, I mean, we have people coming from North Carolina, out of state, coming to Centerfest to see, our festival in our town.
Right.
And you guys work. I mean, you're out there, at dark time with us, putting up the barricades and all of that stuff, and out way
Hanging signs
after
for us when
dark.
you don't have to.
Yeah.
Because we're short.
But even right, I forgot about that. I
Yeah.
got pictures somewhere of that.
The Christmas parade, the backwards Christmas parade.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
It-
probably my favorite event.
It can be frustrating,
far.
but you know what? Publicity is good, whether it's good or bad. So
We will always, in
Yes.
the town of Bedford, remember that
Always
Christmas
remember.
parade.
I actually have
Yeah.
had people ask if we're going to do that again this year. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Brian Sly,
yeah.
Brian.
apparently.
But when you think about Bedford, and I have a lot on my plate as far as simple stuff that we don't, we keep the streets going. We, the grass, the parks, all that stuff. You talk about cemeteries. I oversee the cemeteries in the town because the town
Yeah.
owns the cemeteries. So we have to do cemetery stuff like that. I look at it as I want people when they come to Bedford, whether they're a vendor at your shows, whether they're stopping here to get gas, they're driving through, whether they live here, visiting an event, vendor at an event, anything. Every person that comes through, no matter what your reason is, what you're doing, should be a good experience
Yeah.
that you remember.
And I heard so many good things the past 2 years from the Battle of the Bands.
Yes.
People that had no idea.
Yes.
They just were coming to see the music.
Yep.
Because it's a free event for the community.
right.
And
right.
they were like, well, where's Liberty Lake Park?
Yep.
So they come and they see how beautiful the park is.
Yes.
I mean, it's the perfect venue. And then they come into town and they eat and they do the shopping. But
Yep.
I mean, it is seen. And the fact that your group keeps everything so pretty and
Yep.
clean and
And the good news about the park is the town just recently purchased some property next to that.
mhm.
And we are in the early stages of figuring out what we're going to do, what we're going to add there.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some preliminary drawings we're looking at that, if those come to fruition, wow, it's going to be nice.
Oh, that's so
I'm looking forward to
cool.
that.
It's going to be really nice, the stuff we're going to
Can
add
I
up
give you
there.
my wish list?
Sure.
Well, and the other thing is too is even during events, because a lot of your team stays there on
Yes,
site with us.
absolutely.
I
Yes.
never have an issue with people going, oh, the trash is overflowing,
No.
or oh, the place is littered with stuff, because they are there and they are constantly on top of it. And I think, and I know Diane does this a lot. She goes out and she purchases popsicles for your guys
Yes,
sometimes
absolutely.
and water, and takes them. I mean, she bakes.
Yep.
I don't bake, so I'm
Too
sorry.
many cupcakes.
If I brought y'all stuff, they'd be like, no. They'd probably stop working so hard. They'd be like, we don't want
Yeah.
her to come back with any more baked goods. So, but I mean, there are things that people out in the community, instead of complaining,
Yes.
they can do. They
Absolutely.
can bring water to
Absolutely.
these guys and
We'll take it.
these ladies out there that are working.
Or if you see them out working, just stop and tell them thank you.
yeah,
Would be good enough.
But and you know what? They are the hardest working people,
Yes.
men and women, but they are the happiest and the funniest.
Yes.
And what I always find funny, and it was actually shocking when we weren't able to do Centerfest like we normally do. I thought they would be ecstatic because they didn't have to work all those hours on a Saturday, and they were not.
Yep.
They were like, "Well, we like to do that event."
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm like,
fun.
"Really?
Yeah.
Do you? That's
do you?
because I
Do
know I'm
we?
like
No.
sick afterwards."
I take off for like a week. I can't do
I
nothing
can't
else.
It's like
move.
vacation. You look forward to it, but you're glad when it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Now do you head up is it the Keep Bedford?
Keep
Beautiful
Bedford beautiful.
Mission.
Yes. I do
Yes,
that.
commission.
Yep.
What do you call it? I always think it sounds like
KBBC.
KBBC. I always think it sounds like some kind of I don't know, mafia thing that
Yep.
you're gonna say. But
KBBC in the
so
house.
how can people get involved with that?
So we have we work off of a grant, and unfortunately, the last couple of years that grant has dwindled through the state with funds and stuff. But we still have community cleanups. We have one in April and one in October, where we invite people to come out and go pick up trash and help us and stuff. We meet at the municipal building. We provide everything you need. We provide pickers, gloves, vests, trash bags, give you a street to go to. And when you get back, we'll give you a goodie bag full of stuff and feed you. And so we have a Facebook page you can watch out on there to when but it's always in April, middle of October. And there was a challenge during COVID, not being around people and stuff. So what we came up with that still worked out and we still had people participate, we put together cleanup kits.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of everybody meet at the municipal building, we put together a kit of 4, and 4 pickers, 4 sets of gloves, trash bags, and you come and picked up that kit and just went out on your own and cleaned up, and then left the trash bag on the corner, let us know where it was at. We picked it up, and then when you brought the stuff back, the pickers, and we tell you to keep the gloves and stuff, but the pickers and the bag and on them come back, we wipe everything down, disinfect and clean everything, and put it back together in the kit for the next group.
Mm-hmm. So another thing the community can do is quit littering.
Yes.
Can we stop doing that?
I mean, that would be a huge help to Public Works.
Yeah.
It's bad that when I'm at a street corner and my grandson looks out the window, he's like, Mimi, we need to go pick that trash up. And I'm like, see?
Interesting fact, you see the street sweeper out,
Mm-hmm.
and we usually run that early in the morning downtown before everybody gets here and stuff. On an average, on a yearly basis, about 30 tons we pick up with just the sweeper.
Wow.
See,
in a year.
people are just gross.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say.
I always see them when I'm out at Centerfest when we're marking roads
Yeah.
early in the morning. And I'm like, please don't sweep up my numbers. Just put on the ground.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, thank you so much for
All right.
coming on with us today.
Quick question for David.
Oh.
Have you ever met Jake?
I have not, but I hope to one day.
Okay.
Well, thank you both for being on the show with us today. If you're out and you're listening, definitely help your Public Works if you see them out there needing some water, and check out State Farm, David Honziger, and stay tuned for Cool Talk with Brandon Brown at 1:30.